Hey, welcome back. So today, this is what we're going to be talking about in my Math 116 class. It's section 12.7, which deals with prisms. I want to deal with some prisms and also some a cube, or what we've been accustomed to is the terminology associated with a cube as a box. So first, I need to talk about triangular prisms. Now, I know this is hard to draw. You basically have to connect two triangles together, okay? Now, there's a couple of terms I want to talk about. One is, I'm going to try to color code this. The reason why we call this a triangular prism is because I've got two triangular, what we call bases. So you've got two triangles that are bases. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show us the lateral faces. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to not make this so confusing, I'm going to erase what I draw because I don't want you to see a lot of different colors going all sorts of ways. So this little back side is a face. The bottom here is a face. A face also means just it's a side. And finally, now I'm going to leave this darkened. But you have a side that all of them look like this last one right here. And what this is forming now, if I was a perfect artist, this should be a rectangle. So this is what we call the lateral face. And we've got three of them. And in this case, this forms a rectangle. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to assign some values to this. So let's say this long part right here is 15 centimeters. We'll say each one of these right here are 5 centimeters. And the base we'll say is 15 centimeters. Now let's make that, I'm going to kind of switch this up. Let's make that 10 centimeters. Okay, so to find the lateral surface area, so we're just finding the area of each of these rectangles. So I'm going to abbreviate this as LA for lateral area. So if I look at the purple, the dark shaded one, it's 15, it's a 15 by 5. My back one is also 15 by 5 because they've both got this. Let me put a different color here. Both of these are the same. But I also have the bottom is a 10 and it goes long ways by 15. So this is 75, this is 75, and this is 150. So when you add these together, this should be 300. And since we're dealing with centimeters and it's an area, it's squared. Now to find the total surface area is, and I'll put it right here, it's our lateral surface area plus the base area. Now, the lateral area is the 300, which we found. But then what we have to do is we have to add what the base is. Okay, so this is a two-part problem on it. Okay, so I'm going to put in one other information in here. I just didn't want to confuse us all. Let's just say the height of this is, say, maybe 8 centimeters. So you would say 1/2 the base, which is 10, times 8, and we've got 2 of those. So then you would say, what's 1/2 of 80? That's 40. Another half of 80 is 40. And just add these up together, and you get 380 centimeters squared. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about is this rectangular prism, a box if you want to call it, or a cube, okay? The volume is defined, we know volume is length times width times height. Or if I give you the base area, you multiply that by the altitude or the height. So I'm going to have to give you the altitude, which I'm going to say is 14 inches. And the base area is 400. Inches squared. Okay, so now to find the volume of this, all you have to do is multiply 400 inches squared times 14.0 inches, and you get a grand total of 5,600. Now, the reason why I put inches squared and inches in here is if I got 2 inches, I got 1 inch. That means I'm multiplying a total of 3. So cube always has cubic. In this case, it would be inches cubed. Okay, now finally what I want to do on this one is if I have an example of this, and let's say I'm asking us 3 different things. What is the lateral area, what is the base area, and what is the surface area? Okay, so I want to find the whole area of this cube. Well, so when you're talking about the base area is always the top and the bottom. Okay, so the base area is going to be, and I'm going to color this. There's the bottom, and there's the top. Okay, so the base area is 10 times 20, but I've got 2 of those. Okay, now the lateral area are the sides. So for instance, this right here, I'll do this one at a time. kind of showing us right here. So this is right here that I'm coloring in pink. That dimension is 20 times 30. But I also have, if I've got one here on the very back, I have the same set. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and this side right here, it's the 10 and the height of this is 30. So it's 10 times 30 and I've got two of those. Now, I've got both the lateral and the base area. So 20 times 30, 20 times 30, that's 1,200. 10 times 30 plus 10 times 30, that's 600. So you should get on your calculator 1,800. Now this is going to be feet squared. Your bottom's 10 times 20, and 10 times 20, that should give you 400, and it's also feet squared. So my total surface area, when you add those together, is 2,200 feet squared. So this is a way to look at prisms, especially the major ones are these rectangular prisms or boxes, you know, that we're used to, accustomed to, and also triangular prisms. Now, thank you for listening, and look at my next section, which I'm going to talk about is 12.8, which are cylinders. Thank you for listening.